Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. Today's topic is on Bazaars / trading, which was implemented about little over a week ago. And I, for one, as being someone who's played since like the game first came out and we didn't have it for 2-3 years, I've got to say that trading has breathed a lot of new life into the game. A lot of new life. I've seen a lot of returning players. I've seen active players go in. I've seen just the game is booming right now from my perspective. Like, I've spent roughly the past 2 weeks just observing the game. Like, there hasn't been many videos from me apart from some Oni mode stuff and a little bit of that. But I have, for the most part, been observing our market. I've been watching it. Like, there's days it's all I do is I just watch trade. Now it's a little less now that it's been out for a little over a week now, and I've started to notice trends and compile data, and I've started to look at every little, not every little distinction, but a lot of them. So hello everyone in the chat, how you guys doing? I know I told some of you guys that this video was coming, that I was working on it. And that is the truth. That is the truth. I have been working on it. I have done some actual data collection on my own part. And mind you, it's only for my own part. I haven't done surveys. I haven't asked people. I don't have a control group. I don't have a placebo. It's just consumer data from myself. So, trading bazaars. For the first part, we're going to start with a guide, and then we're going to go into more of pricings and how to buy stuff, what you're looking for, and some of the, I don't want to say the gymnastics that go through my head, but basically like how I look at something if I want to buy it, some of the logistics behind a good purchase, a bad purchase, and how to sell things, what to sell for, things like that. I'm not trying to like command how the market should go. I'm just reporting my findings and how I approach it. So, awesome. So what is Bazaar? What is Bazaar? So if you're new to the game and you don't really know what Bazaar's trading is, in Onigiri, Bazaar's is basically a player-controlled shop. There are 3 forms of it. Everyone can access the shop for free. However, if you use the free Bazaar, aka the Bronze Bazaar, you are only able to sell 3 items at a time, and they are restricted. Like, if you have a bronze one, you can't sell recipes, but you can sell weapons, drops, and Magatama, I believe. But then if you have silver or gold, which is silver lasts a day, and it costs 10 Onigiri coins, or 10 OC, and gold costs 90 OC, and it'll last for a whole month, and I'm part of the gold package. And gold lets you sell recipes, Magatama, weapons. Everything that can be sellable is sellable. And that doesn't mean everything in the game is sellable. Most notably and most notoriously, unsellable items include event items and most event items, not all, and the Vanguard or Mount or Partner Character Scrolls. These are all unbazaarable, as noted on top in the red text. It says non-saleable, non-abandonable, non-exchangeable, and non-bazaarable. The key thing there is non-bazaarable. So anything that's non-bazaarable is, by extension, non-bazaarable. Regrettably, Vanguard Scrolls as well, because if these weren't, I would tell you right now that every scroll that isn't like Sanzo or Tristan or Amanajaku or Sasaki, anything of that nature would sell 50 bucks a piece flat. It'd be like, that's how I'd see it. I see every scroll would sell 50 bucks, or their friends would just hook each other up. I really don't think there'd be a market for it because it costs like 50 to 100 bucks just to get one. I don't think people are willing to just sell them unless they had everything already, and then at which point, why are you rolling? It's not a healthy business, in my opinion. But since that's an impossibility, we're going to avoid it. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. Like, I have 5 scrolls of like half these Vanguards. I would just give them to my friends. Like, that's just how the market would go. Be like, oh no, I got another thing rolling. I'm going to sell it to somebody, get my money back. Easy peasy. But it's not the case, so let's move on from that. So, food, I don't think food is sellable. What happened to I'll give it away for free? The free market happened. Like, if you were like my close personal friend, like me and my boys, right? like my group, let's say one of us is a 4-scroll Dart Miyamoto, aka me, one of my friends would give me a Dart Miyamoto. And then I'd give them something they need. Like, that's how that would go for scrolls, because no one has 30 scrolls that they're just going to give them away. Someone can put up a scroll for $500, and if someone wants to pay $500 for one scroll, either 1, they need that to max out the Vanguard, 2, they're out of their mind, or 3, they're uneducated. Or they're just crazy. So that's how that would go. But as for food and stuff, you can't sell it. I don't think there's a point to selling it, even if you can. You can't sell boosts, you can't sell soul eggs, you can't, but in contrast, you can't buy any of them either. If you can sell food, I'm not sure. Can you sell Sasashi Cocoa? No, it's not even Bazzarable. You can't sell food items to people because it would be quote-unquote unpowered or overpowered for like a level 2 to have Sasashi Cocoa food, but at the same time, Experience Engine lets them go to level 100 in a couple hours, so I don't know. But food is non-Bazzarable, so that's how it is. Hey, Kite, how you doing? So food, non-Bazzarable. It is what it is. Boosts, drop boosts. Like smelting amulets, artisan swords, reset buttons. Things of that sort are non-Bazzarable. Like, even Compay-2s are non-Bazzarable. Like, those little premium stuff that you can... Anything you can pretty much buy in the Nyan Koropan or the Nyan Koropan shop itself is non-Bazzarable. If anyone's going to make money off it, it's Onigiri. So anything you can... That's pretty much a rule for thumb. Now, it doesn't apply to everything, because I haven't looked at everything, so I haven't thought of it. But basically, if you can buy it in the games, like Nyan Koropan shop, you can't sell it. Like, you can't sell skill cards either. The only way to do that is to put the skill card on a weapon and sell that weapon to somebody else. Now, some Ogis are restricted. Basically, everything from... Ogi skill card set 1 through 4. Anything higher than that cannot be sold. Yeah, that's a good point. When we get to Magatamas, we'll talk about that. The min price for Magatamas is their chakra. Absolutely. However, just because the chakra is the min price does not dictate what something should be sold for. Really? There are some recipes that say unbazaarable but can be sold? Really? I didn't know that. Do you have any examples? I know that previously a lot of things said they couldn't be sold recipe-wise, but like, I know previously you couldn't sell nadir and warp recipes, but you can sell those recipes. Yeah. Yeah, and it was part of an update, because our trading was not the vanilla trading that was in the game, which restricted trading up to, like, El Sin and Pass and beyond. But now, yeah, you can sell Warp recipes, Fallen Star recipes. You can pretty much sell every recipe unless it's, like, Horse Mags, Fusion Bear, things of that sort. Those remain unbazaarable because they're event only. They're supposed to be, you do the event, when it's there, it's a premium item, you can't really sell it. But yeah, really good observation. Really good observation. So, yeah, so you can sell friendship items, and I'll tell you what friendship items are for. I don't advise anyone should ever buy a friendship item. The only purpose there is to selling friendship items is either, 1, you're selling to the desperate. And purposely, you can sell friendship items. I'm not saying you can't sell them. I'm saying you shouldn't buy them. You can go to, like, any dungeon in the game and get, like, 50 friendship items. They made an update that lets you do that. No one's stuck at level 100 because of EXP dungeon and just needs friendship items. That's not the case. It's not an industry you want to get into. It's a scam. The only time you want to sell a friendship item is, let's say you want to, like, let's say someone, like, carried you through, like, the moon and said, hey, I'm going to help you get your mags, do all this stuff. And then you say, like, hey, man, put down a friendship item for, like, 200 OC. I want to give you 20 bucks for your work. Like, that's the only reason friendship items sell. Like, you can open up the bazaars and you're going to see friendship items listed for, like, 1,000 OC, 200 OC, 800 OC, or, like, anything at all that's not, like, 1 for 1. That means somebody's doing somebody a favor or somebody's giving them a tip. Like, I could put, like, a goldfish in my bazaar for 200 OC, and if someone bought that, it's just, hey, I'm going to give Oro a tip, or I'm going to give this guy money. That's all it is. You heard Onigiri PS4 servers are broken? No, Vane, no. The only thing, what people would be falsely reporting is that there's such a concentration of bazaars in Onigashima that people crash pretty much every 20 minutes. Like, the biggest rule of thumb for this video, and I know we're already 10 minutes in, but pretty much don't be in channel 1 Onigashima. Don't do it. It's a death trap. I'm on channel 3 and I'm scared of crashing. You guys got to be on channel 2. You guys got to be on channel 3. That's it. And if you're going to sell anything in the game anywhere else, like let's say you want to go sell your stuff in Echigo, you're not going to have a big market. It's not going to happen. And that is true. You can set bazaars to 0. However, it doesn't render, you don't see as many, but it's still low. The game still knows they're there. They're still like not encompassing, but they're encumbering. Like they're weighing down on the server, whether you have it set to see them or not. Same thing as players viewable. You can, in your settings, reduce your players seen and your bazaar seen to like 1 within like a small proximity, but it doesn't change the fact that the game has to acknowledge that they're there. And in that regard, I never go bazaar to bazaar. Like if you go click on a bazaar, you're gonna have to click on it like 3 times because the game is buggy. Like you click on a bazaar with circle, it opens up and it closes, it opens up and it closes. You have to do it like 3-4 times and it's just not going to work. Salurin. What I do is I just use the bazaar listings. So what I do is all my shopping is done through bazaar listings. Like I don't click on bazaars unless, like I was saying earlier, the only time you're going to want to sell something outside of Onigashima, like I do a lot of trading in Echigo, is if I'm going to go do a private sale. Like I have people that whisper me a lot and say, hey Oro, do you have this mag? And I'd be like, yeah I do. I'm selling it for like 50 OC. And they're like, okay great, I'll go buy it. I'm like, okay, let's meet in Echigo because I don't want to put my stall down in Onigashima. Now some people might say, well, why don't you just put a password on your stall? Which is an option you can do. However, putting passwords on stalls is a little buggy because of the controller interface. Like if you don't have a mouse, it's really, really annoying to do passwords on a bazaar. Yeah, now let's say your friend does have a password on his bazaar or whatever. How you would do that is you need to like click on his bazaar and then it's gonna like bring up the type menu. And if you can get the text menu to like stay up, because it's going to have the same bizarre clicking options of impossibility, you'd have to like type in the password and then leave it there and then look down at the stall and click on it again. Like it is kind of crazy like that. But alternatively, if there is a passworded thing in the stall, if you do listings, it'll just bring up the password, type it in, you go in, you're good to go. But I find passwords a little tedious. They're helpful, but like I'd rather just go to some other location, like say like, hey, go meet me on Sato Bridge, or go meet me in Echigo Estate, or go meet me in Kumaso. Don't go meet me in Kyoto, okay? Kyoto's gonna crash you whether you want it to or not. Do not trade in Kyoto. It's a bad idea. Like, go trade in Kumaso, go trade in Kaga, go trade in, like, Edo. No one's ever there. And I'm going to get to, like, what I would price things at later, but, if I were to sell a Tempest, and I'll tell you right now, I have sold a Tempest. I have. And, like, we have a deal, and I'm still in the process of crafting it. I just need the marbles. But, the price I had said was $300, like 3,000 OC. And we worked out a deal and we put it down to about 2,500. He gave me some drops I needed. I say, cool. So I think Tempest should go for a good 250 to $300. And it's honestly on a person-to-person basis. If you don't think it's worth that, don't buy it. Go take that money and go buy all the drop boosts in the world and go make it. That's literally the argument for every sale in the game. Because, and that's my biggest rule of thumb. Is something worth the OC it's selling for? Okay. Is a Ronin worth 35 OC? Well, if you can buy in one drop boost, are you guaranteed to get a Ronin? No, you're not. You're really not. No, you can be any level, Jim. Thanks for the answer, Crazy. But yeah, like Ronin sell for 35 OC pretty much on average. You can't go much past that, maybe 45 at most. Like for the Ronin, Log, Magic Hunter, those mags there, the essential mags. Um, like, you got to ask yourself, can I buy a drop boost and go get this? If yes, go buy a drop boost and go get this. If not, that's a price worth considering. Because let's say, okay, I'm going to buy 3 drop boosts for $5 or $6, whatever it is, for 3 200s. Am I guaranteed to get that Ronin? Probably not. Am I guaranteed to get some mags and more bazooka? Probably yes. I think you'd get maybe a dozen mags, and you could probably sell them all, earn the profit, and sell and buy the Ronin from somebody else. That's how I look at everything. That's basically how I look at something. And no, it's not always true. If I look at like a new Batama or an Akatsuki Yami, I can say, well, I can buy one. It costs 67 min, so I'm gonna go buy 3 drop boosts. Do I think I'm gonna get that mag in 3 hours of farming? Maybe, probably not. It all depends. You could be really lucky. I think things are worth trying, but that's pretty much the argument you got to look at for everything. Now, it doesn't really apply to weapons, because weapons, they're really, really hard for me to like gauge and price, because like a weapon's minimum value that the game determines is nowhere near what the player determines. Like the minimum for like a rhyme is like 150, I think. But to some people, if you have the rhyme smelted up and you have great skills on it, and it comes with like an Ogi or 2 maybe, or even an evolved Ogi, it might be worth more. My best selling items are 105s. My best selling items are 105s and fused. Absolutely. Yeah. Xbox overpriced weapons. Possibly. Xbox has a lot of glitches and can duplicate stuff, but that's a community thing. PS4 is new and fresh, and we're the ones who are going to decide how our economy is going to go. If people overprice everything, don't buy it. Chances are, if someone's selling something for like $200-300, you don't have to buy it. It's a free market. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying, "Here, buy my shit." No, I'm going to go buy the thing that's lower, or I'm going to go buy like this is the biggest thing. If someone is selling something for like $100. Could you not like ask yourself, can I like spend $100 on drop boosts and not just make $1 bajillion? Like honestly, if I had 200% drop boost or whatever that would be worth, $100 for 200s, what could you get? You get everything you want. It's just time and effort, and sometimes people don't have the time, but they have the money, and that's great for the economy. That's just how it goes. And I'm not an economist, so I can't really, explain everything lickety split like that. I'm not like some Wall Street banker dude. I don't know. I play Onigiri. I have bad financial decisions, but give me some slack. All right. Like someone said, no, Fallen Crosses can't sell for 5 KOC. And I'm not about to just dictate every price right now live on stream, because what I'm going to give you guys after the stream is I've been working on a Google document that has roughly 100 meta items, like things that sell really well, things that people want to buy, things that are really essential for players. And I've given my personal indication on it. It's like really my buying list. So like, for example, on it, it's going to like list things like Seal, Fallen Cross, Tea of Eternal Night, Seedling of Calamity, like Radiant Spine, all these little essential drops. And I'm going to tell you guys like what the min is, what you'd pay on average for this, and what was the maximum this would be for me to buy it. Like anything beyond that point, I wouldn't pay for it. Like if you honestly ask me that, I wouldn't do it. Like, and the biggest example for that is 105s. 105s sell for 45 minimum. I think 105 should sell from anywhere from 50 to 100. So basically from $5 to $10 for 105. Now, some people say, well, why do some 105s cost more than others? Like, for example, people should notice that Talon Breakers, Attack Stars, and Crucifixes all sell on average for more than, let's say, a Skyrending, Wicked Wolf, Thunderquake, and a Dancing Water. Like, there's a difference, and the difference is, and even Uretsu, is that a lot of their parts are very easy to get. Like, Watatsumi's from bargains. Sagittarius is from bargains. Kirin is from bargains. Shinonome is from, like, abundantly on the moon. Amara is abundantly on the moon. Scorpion as well. Like, they're not these crazy to get items. However, when you look at items like Attack Star, Talon Breaker, and Crucifix, they require a lot more time and energy and just rare drops to make. Like for the Talon Breaker, you need the Lord Renge mag. Lord Renge drops from field bosses and some crazy dungeons that aren't really easily farmable in like Sekigahara and places like that. Same thing with the Watermelon mag. Field bosses, Sekigahara, crazy places in Kyoto. And then the Fugen itself, which is sometimes a reward on the moon, but it's also a field boss and crazy dungeon thing to farm. So those items sell on average like their minimum price is 39 for a Lord Renge, Watermelon's 27, and like Fugen is like 31 or something like that. Well, if you take those into consideration, an Attack Star is financially worth more than like a Skyrending because of the sum of its parts. Now, I'm not saying that everything should sell for the sum of its parts, because if that were the case, no one would buy anything. I think you can't judge a value of something based on the full sum of its parts, but you have to factor in what goes into it. So I tend to see like Attack Star, Talon Breaker, Crucifix, they seem to go for about the high 100 OC because of what goes into them. But the other mags, I see them going for 75, 80, 90, things like that. If I ever see like exactly Attack Star is the hardest, yeah, you're following along exactly right, Yami, and the market should demonstrate that. So, you know, let's actually look at some Bazaar listings while I talk. And I apologize for not doing it, but I'm French. I talk with my hands. So, let's look at this right now. So, there's 99 goldfish being sold for 99 OC. That means either somebody needs a lot of goldfish items or friendship items or whatever, or someone's doing this guy a favor. Like, that right there, that is someone saying, hey, give me 1,000 OC. That's saying, like, you know, give me 1,000 OC. That's basically all that is. Like 6 friendship items for 6. It's literally, if someone's selling friendship items, it's like being a street beggar and you have a cup out, right? Like you're just like, give me your charity. That's what I was saying with that earlier. Friendship items, I would never buy them in my life. I would never sell them in my life unless someone wanted to just give me money. And there's a big, what's that word? There's a big, it's litter. It's literally litter. And it's just here. Stones, right here. This is the price of stones. Idama, any stone is going to sell for the min price of 20 OC. Therefore, if you wanted to get 99 stones, it is going to cost you like $100 and more. Because it's 99 times 2, and it's just, or times 20, and it's like, fuck. Like, don't buy stones, okay? Like, number one thing, do not buy stones. Just don't do it. There's a daily search. It costs 45 energy or like 30 OC to restore. Just go do that. Go get stones. Do not buy stones, okay? Just don't do it. Recipes. Now, recipes are really, really interesting. 1,000 OC for one fallen star is an amazing deal. A fallen star, I guess they're not that bad. I don't think I've seen anyone sell them. I don't think they're sellable, to be honest. I don't think anything past weapon wise, nothing past warped is sellable. I don't think, like warp, nadir, fallen star, other side for sure, supreme. They're not sellable, so I don't know. But recipes are its own little basket. On every recipe's min value is 8 generally. I think all gargoyle recipes should be like anywhere from 8 to 15. Vow recipes aren't worth this at all. And he's selling 2 of them and you only need 1, so that's just a bad deal. Like, you gotta look out for that. Like, the stock matters. It's like, oh, 26 OC for this one recipe? No, you're getting 2 of them. What are you gonna do with 2 of them? Nothing. You can't do it. You would never sell recipes in packs of 2. You'd sell them individually twice. It just wouldn't work. Rin Je suis sûr comme Channel 3 dans Onigashima. So, like you can see right here, like basic Garg recipes are going for 8. Satan recipes shouldn't go for anything more than minimum because Satan is incredibly easy to farm. Recipes are given out really easily. Bloodsucker recipe, that's a kind of hard recipe to get, I'd say. Like any of the recipes for the 105s, like I think 10 is perfectly fine for that. Like Brigandia, Bloodsucker, not Galardia because that thing drops like crazy, but that's fine. You know, a lot of recipes sell for min. A lot of them do. But you'll notice that some recipes will end up selling for more. Like a completion, in my opinion, a completion recipe takes a hell of a lot of a farm to do. Like if you want a completion recipe, you're looking at like anywhere from like 100 to 500 Mephi runs for a specific one. And like I don't think you can sell Mephi recipes for like $100 or nothing. I think they should be like 25 OC on average. Or minimum if you want. If you don't care, just chuck them away. That's fine. But I think completion recipes should sell for like 20 something. I think fused recipes should sell anywhere from like 30 to 50, and some of them are even more rare. Like you can't sell the Talon Breaker or the Thunderquake fused recipe. It drops because of oversaturation from Palace. It's 8 OC. That's it. If you manage to sell one for like 20, it's highway robbery, and you should pat yourself on the back and run away really quick before they realize they've been duped. Like, don't do that. Cross recipes, like, you know, 8 to 10, it's whatever. Like, it all matters on the person. I don't think soul recipes should be worth 20. They drop incredibly easy from Eldritch Beast. I think they should sell for min. I think Fallen Star recipes, those have a harder drop rate. I think those can sell anywhere. Those should be the ones that sell around 20 OC, in my opinion. Vows are really easy to get. They're whatever. Anything with reward up, the recipes don't really matter that much. So even Abyss, Grotto, Garg recipes, Dragon Arc recipes, minus Night Skies. Night Skies, you can go up to 15, 20. It's whatever. Depends how much you farm for it, you know? And you can sell it for whatever you want, but unless someone buys it, it doesn't matter. So you got to think from that perspective as well. Warps, I don't think warps should sell that much. Warps should be like 8 to 15 because you can get them farming Mephistopheles no energy. And like the people that are going to farm for Nadir, like they're going to get warped recipes like out the booty when they're farming like graves. Like they're just going to get them. They're just going to come. Like warp recipes are throwaway. Like they're cool the first time you get them, but they're like vow recipes all over again. They're whatever. They're going to drop. Like there's a Fallen Star right there, 8 OC. It's for Axe. Go pick it up. It's 8 OC. It's minimum. If you need it, grab it. Or you can farm the dungeon yourself. By the time you get... Now, this is a big thing. Chances are you should only really go buy your recipe after you farm the drops for that weapon. Like, that's literally it. Like, if you're going to go farm a Fallen Star, in which you need 130 horn sculptures, leave alone all the other components of it, in my opinion, buy your recipe last. If you don't get your recipe, by the time you get every other drop to make your weapon, go buy it. Until then, you don't want to be the guy who buys your recipe and then you run them like tomorrow and you get it and you're like, shit. Like that was our main philosophy for the Tempest recipes from shooting Doji versus buying them with Zenith medals. Because we said, okay, we're going to farm shooting Doji, like his dungeon, up until we get like as many marbles, heaven marbles and earthen marbles, to make as many tempests as we want, 1 or 2. If you don't get it by then, go buy your recipe with medals. You don't want to spend 4,000 recipes for medals or whatever, 4,000 medals for recipe, and then go farm like him for marbles the next day, although you really wouldn't because of Rezui. But you wouldn't want to do that. You'd want to try your best first, like, and if it doesn't work out, then you fall back on the money. Like, don't just money first and then farm later. That's, you know, you're tying your shoe before you put it on. Okay, that's like the best situation. Like, you're just gonna feel stupid. Like, why would you just tie shoes before they're on? Like, come on now, you still got to put the shoe on. You can't tie it first. Like, you got to tie the knot last. So that's what I'd say about recipes. I did touch on fused recipes a little bit, and they're gonna go basis on basis, like player to player. please note that like Magatama Memories, Puma's Peace, these things all drop incredibly easy. Like incredibly easy from shooting. Like if you're farming Tempest recipes, these things drop and you chuck them and you go like, yeah, and you just throw them away. Like these aren't worth a damn. These things here. Like any of the Kyoto mags aren't even that good, okay? Like if you want to buy one, sure. But I don't think they're worth farming. I think if you're gonna use your time farming Kyoto mags, you might as well just go farm a fused. They specialize in having a bunch of different weapons, and like it's just, I don't know. It's like someone's wet dream where they do everything wrong. Like that's literally Kyoto mags. Is White Flash worth? I think White Flash recipes sell for about 30 to 50. Those things are a bitch. Like, Tiamat weapons the recipes suck a lot. I paid about maybe 70 OC for 2 recipes I didn't have. You know, and Bejoyful Velcro doesn't count. But, yeah, Tiamat recipes, White Flash, Spark, I would sell them anywhere. I wouldn't buy them past 50. Like if you're a serious person and you really want to farm it, pick it up. But it's all gonna go need based and person on person. Like as a seller, I wouldn't sell them. I've sold White Flashes for 50, but I wouldn't sell them past that on average. I'm starting to see them go to like 30 now. And it's going to be harder and harder to sell things for a higher price now that the majority of the players that are actively seeking those items basically the more people buy stuff, the less players there are that need it. It's not it's not like a grocery store where you need to eat like every day. Like once I get my recipe, that's it. There's no more. You can't, there's no repeat business. Once someone buys their fuse recipe, they have no need for it again. So that's something you got to consider. Like you were able to sell things for a really high price before, but after everyone who's anybody gets what they need, they don't need it anymore. Hunter, oh shit, we never knew that. I mean, yeah, but you never know. I've talked to some people and I've said things that I thought were common knowledge, and it changed my perspective because there's a lot of people that are just new to this game. So you know, you never know what someone knows. You need the Chidori liquor recipe. I don't know if you can trade those recipes or not. I know you can't trade the ones from Juncture and ACM, but I'm not sure if they made the Chidori recipe tradable. I don't know. I do not know. Tempest recipes are a whole nother basket. That's going to go from person to person. I think the minimum you can sell a Tempest for, or like the minimum's 8. If you want to give it away, that's your choice. But I think the minimum you can sell a Talon Breaker, like not a Talon Breaker, but a Tempest recipe for, I think the minimum you should sell it for is anywhere from 100, 150, 200. You can try to sell it for 1,000, you can try to sell it for 500, but that's all going to come down to the need of your buyer. Chances are you can put up a recipe for whatever, and like you can, like let's say I want to sell a Tempest recipe for 500 and no one buys it over a week. Chances are you're going to get whispers for people that say, hey, will you do 300 for that? And you could say, no, I'm selling it for 500 and never sell it. Or you can compromise and say, yeah, sure, 30 bucks is 30 bucks. That's a lot of boost. Sure, dude, I'll sell it to you. That's going to happen. That's commerce. If you think it's not going to happen, then I don't know where you've been. It happens to me all the time. I put up like a double crit fuse, and ornaments matter, okay? Ornaments on mags are a huge thing. I'm gonna get to that when we get to mags. But I put up like a double crit fuse, which I was really proud of. It was one of my babies. I put it up for like 500. I had someone whispering me, say, hey, I don't have 500. I want that. Would you sell it for like 450? I'm like, yeah, sure. Go for it. Like you put it up and people are like, oh, cool. You're gonna draw interest. And like, and it's really hard to sell things high because if, let's say someone puts out like a fuse for like 550, well, there's going to be some smug guy who's going to be like, oh shit, I'm going to put it up for like 220 and I'm going to get that sale because it's how it's going to work. So it's really hard to sell high. Real question. When am I going to 130? When either I get 10,000 OC or they reduce OC restores to 10. Because even though I have money doesn't mean I'm going to waste it. People that have money keep money that by not spending it. So that's that argument. 105 recipes. I don't think a lot of them are really worth selling unless it's like, or buying, unless it's like Wicked Wolf or like Dancing Water, because most of them are pretty easy to get, but some of them are more annoying than others. Moon Mags, I think these are amazing. If you ever see any of them for minimum, buy them. No, don't. I'd buy them. But, you know, that's what I would do, is I would buy them. I buy these a lot. But I'd only buy them if you're going to make fuse and, like, try to sell them or something. Or you need them, you know. It's all going to come on a need-to-need basis. Like, not everyone's in the market of buying and selling things. I do that. But if you're just a person who wants to get good, Raretsu, yeah. Raretsu's kind of in the middle. There's a lot of places to farm Raretsu, but it is semi-rare. I'd give you that. But as for Moon Mags, I'd say, like I was saying earlier for 105s, never buy, like, every little thing to make a 105. Like, let's do some basic math right now. So, and the biggest thing to know in trading is knowing your minimum prices. And that's really easy to find out. Either, just if you have the item, like, put it up. Try to put it up for sale, and it's going to tell you this is the minimum. And you can gauge off that. But let's say you wanted to make a 105, just buying all of it and not buying the 105 itself. So you're going to buy 1 Myrtle Gem and 2 Scarlet Gems or 2 Ceruleans, right? Because you're that lazy. So you're at like 75 OC already. Okay, because they're 25 minimum. Then you're going to buy, we're going to go with Thunderquake. Cockatoo. Cockatoo costs 42 OC. So you're at like 1270 or something. And then you're going to buy the log, and that's 35. So you're already at like $20, 200 OC. And then you're going to buy, what else does it take? Like, I don't even remember like a 105's recipe. Like, I really don't. I just have the stuff, and it's just in my inventory. But, case in point, if you were to buy every little thing necessary to make a 105, it's going to cost you like $20. Do people sell 105s for 200 OC? No. No, they don't. People sell 105s for like 45 to 100, if not a little more, if they're ornamented or whatever. Like, it's way, way easier just to buy the 105. The only time you should buy something for a 105 is if it's literally the last thing you need to make it. So, like, if you have everything you need to make an attack star and all you need is a watermelon, if someone's selling a watermelon, buy the watermelon. But if someone's selling like an attack star for 45, you buy the attack star, right? Like, I had this dealing with a guy. The guy said, hey, do you have a Lord Renge? I really want to make my first Talon Breaker. I said, yeah, I have a Lord Renge. They sell 39 minimum. And he goes like, okay, I want to buy it because I want to have the prideful experience of making my first Talon Breaker. And I said, okay, sure, I'll sell it to you. And I sold it to him for 39. He made his Talon Breaker. And I told him, like, and I told him this before. I said, you know, you can just, like, buy a Talon Breaker for, like, 45, 50 OC and you can get the whole thing. Like, this is like saying, you know, I have meat, I have cheese, I have the toppings, I just need 2 buns to, like, make a burger. And it's like, you can't just buy 2 buns, dude. Like, you can, but better off just going to McDonald's and getting a burger. Like, the bazaars aren't that crazy. Like, I don't know, I can't hammer it in enough. Like, I wouldn't buy every little individual part to make something, and I wouldn't judge its price based off every single part. Like, there's gonna be, like, you just won't make money off it. Like, if all you need to make your 105 is like a Ronin, buy the Ronin. But if there's like a 105 for like 45 OC, just buy the Skyrending. Just do it. Like, you just got to have a little bit of brain smarts, you know, common sense, things like that. I'll tell you right now, don't buy literatures. Like, this here is the most price gougey thing ever, 200 for literature. I'm going to tell you right now, you can go, like, trade in a couple metals, get a red purple glass marble, and bam, you have a literature. Done. Like, never buy a literature, because its chakra cost is so high. It's 64 base chakra. People think, oh, this thing costs so much, and it gives you so much. Like, no, this is a basic thing. Go make the marble. Like, it's not hard. Go do story. They give you them. The only time you should really buy like a literature is if it had like double rain or good ornaments or something. Even then, a 105 costs less and is better. Like, it's a weird market. The only reason this one sold is because a broken slot lowers the basic price, the minimum price for an item. So this literature has a broken slot on it, and it should cost 65 because that's a chakra, because ornaments count. But because one slot's broken, it drops the price down to 56. Someone thinks they're getting a deal, but in reality, they're getting like a broken item. Oh, you don't, that's right, you don't need the red purple glass for literatures anymore. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. That's a good point. Even more so, don't buy literatures. Case in point. When you busted your ass for teas and lunar spirit seals and you're selling them? Exactly, Star. But the thing is, events oversaturate things. Like, you gotta look at your Setsuban. You gotta realize that everyone and their mom can run Setsuban. Oro's done guides on this. And anyone can get 10 fallen crosses and 4 teas, and if you assume that everyone can just go get 10 fallen crosses very easily throughout the course of like a week, although our event is ending soon, you can't sell a fallen cross. It's going to sell for minimum. Everyone and their mom has 10. Anyone who's been around for Halloween has 10. Anyone who did the summer vacation thing with the bugs has 10. Like, it's not going to go. Like, you can't sell them for a higher price because they're oversaturated. Seals are in a very similar camp with the gargoyle event. With the 7 spice, everyone got 5 seals. Like, there's Oni mode. People get seals. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, seals, see, people try to sell seals for 100. You can't. You basically have to give them away. Like, we're not in the recession we used to be. And yeah, for Xbox, it's a different case of beans, but for any console that does get updated, you know, like, Xbox is a third world country, okay? We can't talk about, we can't say like, oh yeah, water runs in our taps, but on Xbox, like our updates are like water. You know it's gonna be there. For Xbox, they have a drought, and they're just like, show us the way, you know, give them the way. Exactly. So, same thing with Xiaomis. Like, you can use metals, get an orange glass marble. Farm cat, get an orange glass marble. Don't buy a Xiaomi naked. The only time you'd want to buy a Xiaomi is if it has good ornaments on it. Like this one, right, once again, it has negative OC costs because it has a broken slot on it. It's not worth doing. Setsuban gives you fixed attack, so it doesn't matter. You're absolutely correct. But there's a lot of things I can tell you to buy and not to buy. I'm really surprised to see all the Glaciers mags selling. I didn't even consider them, but I would only ever buy a Glaciers mag if it was ornamented. They're not really needed for anything, like, at all, except for maybe like a Kyoto mag. I don't really know what they take, but Glaciers mags are they're literally just, people throw these away. You'd only want to buy one of these if someone ornamented it and it got like ice or wind on it or some crazy ornament. A naked one of these should never sell. Like, they're not worth it. If you want to buy a Stormy Sky for 70, a 70 chakra thing, and it's naked, you might as well have just bought yourself like 2 105s for whatever. I don't know. Wow, that sold? I feel bad. 500 OC for a fuse is way too much. I don't know. Like, in my opinion, I think 500 is way too much. But that's not everyone else's opinion. And someone had to buy this, for sure. Someone had to buy this. So, Talon Breaker Fuse, 500. I like to sell my Fuse 300, and I like to sell them for 350 for Attack Star Talon Breaker Crucifix. But that's not going to be the same for everybody. I think an Attack Star Fuse is definitely worth $55. But if you can get a better deal, do it. I don't think it's worth more than that. I feel like that's a huge extreme. I wouldn't buy one for $50. I'd buy $50 with a drop boost. But, you know, it's going to be a person-on-person thing. Person-on-person basis. Dancing Water Fuse. Like, I see a lot of Fuse now going for 500. Last week they were going for 200, 300, 400. Generally, anything over 350, you should only buy it if it has really good ornaments. If it's just naked, it's just naked. Like, this Dancing Water Fuse has a garbage ornament of 2 decks. I would not buy that for damn. The only reason you'd buy that is to, like, throw it into a Tempest or an El Sin or an Abyss or something. Like, that's a garbage ornament. This is damaged merchandise. I wouldn't buy that. Hell no. And that's a big thing. Always look at what's ornamented on a mag before you buy it. Like, just don't do it, okay? And that is true, Sora. Bow is kind of interesting, though. Like, I know that Sword is the most oversaturated class, because Sword is, you know, there's like the whole Sword privilege. Sword has so many titles. So much of the game supports Sword. Sword is in high demand. I agree. And Bow at one point was like a minority class, but with the advent of knowledge and with the advent of just how things have gone, and people watching like Yume's vids and me and people doing Palace and things like that with Bow has picked up a huge following as of late. Like, yeah. On PC, Bows sell for 4,000. A Bow Tempest, yeah. I could see that. I could see that. Am I shit talking someone's random bazaar? Yeah, I am. 150? Interesting. I wouldn't do that. Like, earlier in the stream, someone asked me what I would sell a Tempest for, and I've sold one for 3,000. I think 3,000 is fine for a Tempest, but it really depends on the community. Like, you can fish that price. You can put it out there for that, but it really depends who's going to buy it. And I think most of the time it's just going to be a compromise. And, you know, how much would I pay for a Tempest is a whole nother debate. Like, because I'm someone with the means to farm everything in the game, and I'm strong enough to do it, and I was strong enough to make my own Tempest, so, like, that wasn't even an option. I don't know how much I would pay for it. Grade is, oh yeah, on Tempest, grade matters. Fuse a little less, but, oh hell yeah, that's a lot of defense, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. But, I don't know. Like, this Sky Rending is bad. This is a horribly ornamented Sky Rending. It's not worth 500. This is worth, like, 250. Like, I don't know. I think this mag is just, like, look at this. I would feel a pain in my stomach if I bought a garbage ornamented Fused for 500. I think, whoa, what are you doing? I don't feel bad for the guy selling it. I just feel bad for the guy buying it. Don't buy this. Don't do it. Go farm medals and make one. Like, and now I can't just tell everyone to go farm medals because it's hard, but it's whatever. Yeah, if you got your Tempest, wow, I know one guy who got his Tempest from Gala. That's nice. So, before I answer the staff one, I'm going to ask the Night Sky one. How much would I sell a Night Sky bow for? I would sell a Night Sky bow for anywhere. It depends if it's smelted or not. That's a huge thing for weapons. I was going to get to weapons last. Because weapons are really hard to gauge. A Night Sky bow, minimum, like 600. Just because of everything that goes into it and how viable bows are for Oni Palace. Like, you give someone a Night Sky bow and they go run skill card dungeon and get Cursed Arrow and, like, restrictions and stuff. Like, they're ready to do Oni Palace. And they're ready to farm. They're ready to get seals. They're ready to, like, get fuse mags with medals. Like, once you get your hands on a Night Sky bow and you have, like, good mags, you're good for the rest of your life. Like, you're set. I made one myself, like, just for that reason. But I think the minimum for a Night Sky is like 500. In my opinion, I think anything less than 500 is a steal. But bows, I say like 100 OC more, like 600 OC. If it's smelted to 100, like 750. If it's got good skills on it and it's smelted to 100, like 750. That's what I would say. But my perspective is always going to be different because I already have things. I don't need stuff. When you need stuff, you're going to pay more. When you're hungry, you're going to pay more. Right? Like, that's why they say go shopping, go grocery shopping when you're full. Don't go when you're hungry because you're going to buy things you don't need because it looks good. Like, pro tip number 1. So it's really hard for me to just say, like, what would I pay for this? You know? With Gala out, everything changes. You know, with Gala out, like, a lot of the Dayton, like, marrows, jewels, pieces of fuse recipes, like moon rewards and stuff, everything's just oversaturated. And I really recommend everyone go farm the crap out of that before it goes away March 5th. But right now we're in a little time of prosperity, so it's really hard to gauge a lot of these prices. And I'll probably have to make a lot of update videos to this, but I don't want to make update videos. That's why I'm making the thing on Google Docs, which can be changed and adjusted to match like price and demand, inflation, things I notice. So that's the main thing I want to do when I put out the Google Docs thing after. And feel free to like download it and look at it and make suggestions and all that stuff. It'll be like a public document, so you know, that'll be fun. You got 300 seedlings from the Gawain Nyankoropan. Gawain has a Nyankoro. Oh, is that must be something from the new event? Okay. Well, that's a lot of seedlings. But okay, so you asked me about staff stuff. I think crucifixes should go from anywhere from 100 to 125 because of Fugen. Staff is pretty much a minority class. For every like 20 sword users, there's a staff user, like a dedicated staff user. Like for every 50 players, there's like one staff user that I've noticed. That is like truly hardcore. Like there's definitely a market for it, but I don't know. I tend to price stuff for staff the same way I would bow. So like 50 more, 100 more, things like that. Because I find it's one of the 3 classes. Wand, staff, and bow. They take a bit more effort in farming than the others. Just because of no moon support. Spear's not in that camp because like Spear gets bargains. Out of those 3 classes, like those guys don't get bargain support. But Spear gets the bargain support even though there's no moon support. But Spear's kind of cool. We're cool. We fit into the other guys. So hey Abad, how you doing? You just got nudes. Well, okay. I mean, I feel bad for your mirror, but keep it up. So let's move on looking at this stuff. So here's some basic 105s, like a Talon Breaker for 75. I think that's very fair. I would scoop that up if I were you. Like, I'm a person who will take stuff, turn it into a fuse, and sell it. That's different. If you're a wand player, I think scoop up a Talon Breaker for 75, 100. That's easy, dude. If you're a bow player, pick up a attack star for 100. That's fair. I think 150 is too much. Unless this is like godly ornamented, I wouldn't pick it up. I think 125 is the most you'd buy an attack star for, in my opinion. Ruretsu's 100. It's probably as high as you can go. Dancing Water. We're starting to notice a trend towards 105s all just being around 100. But this Ruretsu is pretty bad. Like, the ornaments on it are bad. I would not pay 100 for this. I'd pay, like, 65. No, I'd pay, like, if I were to buy, I would buy for anything more than minimum. Honestly, like, 49, that'd be it. If it's got bad ornaments, it's not worth nothing. Biggest pro tip is things sell a lot better min. Like, naked, like, clean. A clean mag will sell much better than a mag with shit ornaments. Because a shit ornament mag has no potential. All it's used for is making a fuse. That's it. That is it. And if you're making fuse, how hard is it to go make a 105? Unless it's like watermelon and all that stuff. But Ruretsu-wise, like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for damn sure. But it sold. Someone needed it. Like, here we go again. Double Confining Terror on a 105. I don't know what you're going for on this, but it got bad rules. This isn't worth 100 by far. This belongs in the scrapyard. This should be like 47 minimum. If it's got bad ornaments, you can't sell it. You can't. Now, it's basically goes the argument, if you can take a pile of shit and polish it as much as you want, but it's still a pile of shit. Unless unless you're using it for fertilizer to make something greater, like a fused or, yeah, fused, or a Kyoto mag. But that's we don't talk about them. They're bastard children of mags. They waste 105s. Someone asked me how much OC I've made this update. I am currently, I want to say I've made 7,000 to 8,000 OC, but I spend a lot of it buying other stuff to make fuse and stuff. But I'd say I've made about 7,000, 8,000 OC, without a doubt. I had 90 OC. I had 90 paid OC when this started. When this event started, I bought one recipe for 8, and then I sold a bunch of shit, and that was it. Because I still have 82 paid OC. So I'd say I've been doing well. I'm not doing amazing, but I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Doing good. And there are times I just give people stuff, so it's whatever. Now here we get to the and mags are always the big focus. A naked Uretsu for 50. I'd scoop up a naked Uretsu for 50. I think 105s, if they're naked, a 105, anything like 60 below is a scoop. You just scoop that up. Anything higher than that is different. I do not want a Nubatama. I want Neoterus, damn it. No one sells Neoterus anymore. They don't. I can only find Nubatamas. I want Nubaterus. I want Neoterus, Katsukiyamis, and Hisakatas. No one sells those. They are incredibly rare. You want to go make a fortune? Go farm those mags and sell them to me for minimum. You know. But here we go. So there's the pressure points. Like, this is the class of pressure point, Ronin, log, all that stuff. These things are always on sale. And my advice is only buy this if it's the last thing you need to make a 105. Because at that price, at the price of 35 OC, you're better off just going to go buy the 105 yourself. You know? No, the OC you get from other players is not paid OC. It cannot be used in the point room. So that's a really good question. So how Bazaars work is you need paid OC as a base. So you have to put in money to get that OC to use, sort of like a casino. But once you get those coins, once they are coins obtained basically through selling items, like your OC becomes a different kind of class. So now there's 3 types of OC. There's free OC that you get from login or login calendar or events or whatever. That's free OC, and that can only be used in the free Neon Koropon or energy restores or things of that sort. Then there's paid OC, which you put in money to get. And then there's the OC from Bazaar, which is called spendable OC. So right here we can see the spendable coins is 4,697 on me. Unspendable is 722 or something like that. That's the login OC and from events. That's spendable, as in stuff I got from trading. And it also includes paid OC, and in my case it's 82. So there's spendable coins, unspendable coins, and then just pure paid OC. Paid OC can be used in the premium gacha, Neon Koropon, on the right-hand side of the unit, and it can be used in the point room. The spendable coins are only usable in bazaars or for anything else that would take OC, but it will only be consumed if there is not any unspendable OC to take its place. So if you want to do an energy restore, it's going to take your unspendable coins before it touches your spendable coins, and it's going to touch those before it touches your paid. So it's like 3 layers, right? Like it's like your fat, your meat, and your bone, right? I mean, it's a bad comparison, but it's layers. It's like an onion, okay? The economy is like Shrek. Okay, done. Somebody once told me, and that's how it goes. So, moving on, like, Lemon, this mag is a basic mag. It's for rank 8. Don't buy this. It's useless. Mangoes, you can buy them if you want, like if you're not 105, but it is what it is. You got a Neo? You sell me a Neo after the video, I'll buy it for damn sure. I'll buy that. North Mag, Serpent Mag, Ox Mag, these mags are not worth buying at all. On my price guide, like that I'm making it, like it doesn't, if something's not on my price guide, it either means A, this thing is garbage, or B, I didn't think of it. And it's generally like, A, this is garbage. It's generally both those options, actually. Like, don't buy a Taisai. Your super chat didn't appear? Oh, damn. Oh, thanks, Botch. Your super chat didn't appear? Damn, Sora. They don't appear on PS4. I don't know why. And I'm not on my computer, so I can't see it. But I do appreciate it. So if you want to retype it, I will see it. Just put like in brackets like SP, like super chat. But I apologize for that. I thank you though. So here you have a Fugen, right? Now Fugens are needed to make crucifixes. And this is a big example. This minimum is 31, so, you know, you'd want to pay 31 for it. If that's all you need to make a crucifix, was your Fugen. But if you're paying 50 for it, and there are no crucifixes for sale, then yeah, it's kind of, that's what you have to pay. Because there's no, like, market for it. Like, there's no, it's not readily available, so in that case, you just buy stuff. Oh, you said when's the next rolling video? Probably next update. The next rolling vid will be next update. Like, the next update that has something in it that I want. We don't know what's coming next update. JP just got, like, the Satan partner update. I think that's cool. Like, but it really depends what's in the Nyan Koropon. If it's like a Nyan Koropon that has like Miyamoto, Lancelot, and Oda, I'm not rolling it. You know, like it all depends if there's a need. I don't just spend money to spend money. Like this mag here, Kuryu, I don't know. I wouldn't buy it. Like when 105s are available, a lot of these mags aren't even sellable, in my opinion. Like this Kosei for 6, it depends on the person. Maybe they want to pay 20 for that and ornament it and see what they get. I don't know. When's the next rolling fits? I don't know. The next rolling video will be when there's something worth rolling for. You know, like Lord Renge right there. That's the minimum price for a Lord Renge. It's 39 OC. You need that to make a Talon Breaker. I would only pick this up if you plan to make a Talon Breaker and either A, sell it or use it. That's my opinion on that. So, logs and stuff, they're selling for minimum. Sagittarius. Don't buy Sagittariuses. They come from bargains. They have a high cost of 41. If you can't get it in your bargains and it's gonna, like, kill you, like, pick it up. But, I think if you can't get Sagittarius in your bargains, you're not ready for 105s yet. Like, if you can't get your friendships up yet, you're not at that level yet. I don't know. You know, and ornaments matter. Like right here, I don't want to rip on Rose here, but an Ares is like 7. It's like a 5 chakra mag. It's a low chakra mag. People desire these, but if they have bad ornaments on them, like HP and 1 Vit, like I pity the person who will buy this for 10 OC. Like it's not gonna move. It's not gonna sell. Like you couldn't even break. Like I wouldn't know what to do with this. Like it just wouldn't work. Like. I want to say one of the biggest things about Bazaars is this isn't your trash can man, okay? Like, if you have a mag that's just shit, like, you have to come to terms that it's just shit. Like, you can't do it. You cannot just... You can put it out there, but I'm not going to buy your shit if it's shit. I'm going to buy your shit if it's good shit. It has to be filled with that good mulch. I want to grow a garden. I don't want a something that you're just throwing it away. Like it's not how it works. It's not gonna sell. Like right here, this is kind of perplexing. So this is my buddy here, Sats. He sold 3 Bloody Festivals. He put them at 40. That's a fair price. 35 is minimum. 40 is just a little bit more. It's whatever. And they all sold before the 35s did. You might ask yourself, well, why? Why did that sell? Either A, these other stalls were not up at the time, or B, someone just didn't look and they just went buy, I don't care, or I know this guy, I'm going to buy from him. And that's generally what I'm going to do. If I want to buy something and I see like someone selling it and my friend selling it, unless the price is like retardedly different, I'm going to buy from my friend because I know where that money's going. And biggest thing I should have said, and I apologize for this, is I should have said this at the beginning, but it just slips my mind, is that when you sell something, there is a 30% tax included into it. So if you sold like a fuse for 500 OC, there's going to be a 30% tax, so you're only going to get 300 of it personally, or 350, something like that. Like 30% is going to get taken away. So a lot of people think like, oh, fuse mags are selling for 350. Well, I want to get the 350, so I'm going to add the 30% tax to what I'm selling, so I clear all of it. Well, that's not how it's going to, like, you could try it, but people are going to, they're going to wise up. Like, they're not going to buy it. But the tax is killer. It is. It is bad. But it's better than nothing, so I don't care too much about it. Like, if tax is what it is, then, like, I don't care if there's tax so long as it allows me to sell stuff. Because we've gone years without this. This is like a renaissance for us. That, because, like, the tax is there. It's there. I don't care. The ability that I can give my friend his dancing water fused recipe, I don't think he cares, and I don't think I care. You know? If you want to go add in the tax to a recipe and sell every recipe for like 12 OC, that's on you. It all depends on whoever wants to buy it. Like, it all goes down to how much you think it should be for. But yeah, generally, if something's selling for min, it's going to sell more than something else. Like, what is that? What are you doing? Like 36. Like, no one's going to buy this 36 when there's a sea of 35s. You need to know your market before you sell stuff. Like this Ugamatoki is selling for 100. This Ugamatoki is great. It is double crit, double slice, and HP. This is worth 100. Maybe not worth 100 to you, but to some people that's worth 100. It might not be worth that much. It might be worth 60 to someone. There's no reason you can't just message this guy and be like, hey, I saw that Ugamatoki you have. Would you be willing to sell it for like 80? He might be, no, I'm selling it for 100, that's it. Or I want this sale, I'll sell it to the guy for 80. Or whatever. Like, don't feel free to bargain. Like, don't be afraid to. Like, feel free to bargain. Just don't be afraid to do it. But don't be like, hey, you're selling this for this. Will you buy it for this? Like, I'll tell you an example. I had a Raretsu fused recipe I was selling for like 80 OC because of my last one. I was just selling it. I'm like, there's an axe player out there who struggled his whole life and he doesn't mind paying $8 to get this recipe. And someone come up to me like, hey, that recipe you're selling, I don't have that much OC. I told them, okay, would you buy for 50? And they said like 15. And I'm like, what? I'm selling this for 80 and you want it for 15? What? I said, no, like 30 at the minimum. And then eventually we settled on 30. But like, that's not how you haggle. And I went a little too low, but like, you know, like, what are you doing? I don't know, like, you just, like, don't be afraid to say no, and don't be afraid when someone says no, but, you know, commerce is commerce. Like, Teslas are selling for 6, that is perfectly fine. Inari selling for 8, that's fine, people need those. Cool. Yeah, like, I'm not going to judge every little thing on the market, but I'm just trying to advise you guys, like, what to buy and what not to buy. And we're not even at okay, here's the big thing, okay? Usagetsu, Wild Goose, Spider, Rabbit, all those mags needed for 105s, their minimum is 50. The only thing they should ever be sold for is, like, 50 to 60, that's it. Like, I used a 200 in pallets, and I walked out of it with, like, 2 Usagetsus and, like 2 tortoise shells and stuff. Like, I think 50 to 60 is fair. Anything more for that is way too much, considering that it's like only a small part of the fused. In my opinion, I don't think these should sell any more than 60 to 50. Now, right here, never, ever, ever buy these 8 mags that I'm going to list off, okay? And my computer, like, shut itself off, so that's great. But the Matsuyoi, this used to be needed for the Talonbreaker fuse a year ago before recipe reduction. Because of recipe reduction, this thing isn't worth doo-doo butter. It is complete and utter garbage because it's no longer needed for the fuse recipe. This thing has no purpose unless, of course, you want to go use it for its affinity and its element, but honestly, the fuse is just better, so don't even try to argue that. Don't even think about it. So basically, the mags I don't want people to buy are... I got my little list here. I have it on here, and all it says is do not buy for every single one of them. So the do not buy mags are Matsuyoi, Cygnus, Sero, White Sand, Alioth, Stonefish, Bamboo Weave, and I think for sword it's either Spider or Firefly. It's one of the two. I think it's Firefly is the one that's good, so don't buy the Spider, I guess. I'm not too fluent on sword, but Basically, don't buy these things. Like the 47 base chakra ones, don't buy them. They're a ripoff. They are useless. They are useless. Like an Alcade, that's worth buying. Absolutely. If you need it. Tortoiseshell, same thing. But don't buy a bamboo weave. That's garbage. Firefly is good. Spider bad. Okay, thank you. So spider, don't buy spiders. I'm glad I got that right on my list here. Dugong, buy dugongs. Do not buy stonefish, you know. Don't buy white sand. It's not worth it. It's not. Even these mags, the Gasson, the Cockatoo, the Scorpion, all those things cost way too much, and they're really, really, really easy to farm. The only one that's semi-hard to farm is like Igetsu if you're not at Palace, but Igetsu costs a little too much to sell it. But you can farm it on islands. It's more annoying than anything, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. And Sarah was one of them. Like Badger 46, these things sell for they have a high chakra, but they're not economically friendly. You can't buy these. You can't sell these. You can put them out there. If someone just needs one of these to make their 105, they might buy it. But when you consider that this thing costs like $4.60 for a Badger, I might as well just go buy a 105 for $10, you know. But it's all going to depend on what people are selling it for and buying it for, you know. You just got to put your brain into it. You got to put your brain into it. Like right here, don't buy the spider. Buy the firefly, not the spider. Spider ain't worth nothing. Ain't worth nothing. Cicada, this is garbage. Butterfly, garbage. Basically, any white mag is garbage. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now for weapons. A Blood Rapier R. This thing is like, I don't know. I think you can craft this really easily. Just don't buy this thing for 200. I don't know. Abyss base weapons, you can buy them if you need them. Like, only buy these if you just need one and you can start smelting it up to make your Abyss. I wouldn't buy multiples of these. Just buy them if you need them. A Vow, it's a plus 100 Vow. That's kind of worth buying. If you needed a staff, it's really up to you. Like, Vows, I don't think Vows should sell very high at all. I think Vows should be like close to minimum, whatever that is, like 200, 300, something like that. And weapons are really hard for me to gauge. I tried to say that earlier. It's really hard because what's on a weapon is going to vary, very, very. Every case is going to be different. Odin weapons, just buy them for minimum if you need them. Like, I don't think you can sell them for anything more. Glacier's weapons, the same thing. 101, it's whatever. If a Glacier's weapon is smelted up, I think 300. That's probably minimum anyway. Like, it's going to depend if you want it or not. Gargoyle weapons. Yeah, plus 100 Gargs go for 300, okay. So, and it's going to depend on what skills are on it. I think the most you should ever pay for a plus 100 Garg is like... Yeah, exactly. You can't sell the thing for 130. Exactly. I think Gargs, a minimum should be like 150, and maximum should be like 350, 400. Like, that's as far as I'd go. If it's already smelted up. Smelting's a bitch. That's a lot of Ryu. That's a lot of resources. Like, if something's smelted, it really, really adds up. It really factors into the price. I don't think you should ever buy a basic Satan weapon ever. These things drop incredibly easy. Just put them on your do not buy list. Veteran weapons. If you can find a veteran weapon for minimum and you need it for your El Sin, buy it, okay? Like, don't go through the struggle of farming the Tanegashima quest. It's annoying. Like, it took me 10 Tanegashima quests to get mine, and that was a bitch and a half. I think the most you should ever pay for a veteran is like 150. Like, unless it's like a smelted up weapon and it's intended to be used as a weapon, I would only pay like up to 150 for one of these. Minimum to 150, that's all I would do. But like I said, weapons are going to be like a case-on-case basis. But there's a lot of things that are like basic Mephi weapons. I wouldn't buy a basic Mephi weapon because if you're going to farm a nadir, you're going to get like a billion of these weapons. They're not worth selling. Mephi weapons aren't worth selling or worth buying, in my opinion. Unless it's a vow or a completion, it's not worth buying. Weapons needed for the Severance. It's a good idea, but I don't think they're worth buying. Severance weapons are really easy to come by. If anything, you could sell the severance itself, but not the parts of it. Someone keeps hitting me with Dark Gate. I wonder why. Even a fully smelted 105 weapon, like a Ichimonji Sarai and things like that, I don't think they can go too high because they're easily outclassed really quickly with EXP Dungeon and just wardings and stuff. Like, if you can sell them, but for the most part, people are just going to be aiming for Gargs anyway. Now we're in blue drops. Yellow Dragon Claws, it all depends. Like, you're going to get a billion of these farming your Tempest, so like, I'd only buy them if you just needed them for your weapon and you're incredibly horny to buy them. Like, you're incredibly horny to have it. Winter Moondew, I think this is a steal. If you just need the Winter Moondew for your mag, go buy it. I wouldn't go buy every part of the moon rewards, like Moondew, Elixir, Spirit. Spirits are worth buying. You buy a Spirit, hell yeah. That's minimum for a Spirit. I pick that up. If you need a Spirit, pick it up. Like, generally, all the moon rewards, like, you should farm them. But if you want to buy all them individually, let's say this is 25, Elixir's 25, so that's 50, 38, you're at like 90 at this point. Then you have the Globe, which is another 38, so that's going to be, you know, 112, 120-ish. Blueprints is another, I think blueprints go for 25. Nice. I think blueprints go for 120 or 25, so you're looking at like 150 for like all the moon stuff. And then you got the seal, which is going to run you up another 40. So if you wanted to buy all the moon rewards, it's like $20. Honestly, it's kind of worth it. Like, if you're the working man and you're like, I don't want to go farm all these dungeons to get these stupid ass rewards, I'm going to pay $20 and pick up all the things, I think that's worth it. But you should hope you should have everything else for a fuse. Because if you want to buy everything to make a fuse individually, it's going to cost you 500 to 600 OC on average, depending on how things are sold. So by that logic, every fuse should sell for like 500-600. But not really. Like, no one's going to buy that. Everyone has pieces. They're not going to go buy every piece. Like, I just think you can't sell a mag by the sum of its parts. It's not a good indication of it. What's going to drive like a fuse sale price is, 1, how hard it is to get the stuff, 2, supply and demand, and like 3, like, what does it mean to you and what does it mean to them, and what ornaments are on it. That's what's really going to matter. What's the dungeon for Moondew? I can never do that place. Oh, exactly. Moondew's very rare on console. Like, it's a really premium drop because it drops from Dew Creek, and Dew Creek does have a lot of shitty load screen errors. It's known for that. I think if you need a Moondew, I bought 10 Moondews off a guy because I said, I don't want to go through that struggle, and I'm running low. Absolutely, Moondew has its, like, Moondew and and Wandering Spirit are annoying because of Lacus. No one wants to go farm Lacus to get nothing. Like, Globe, that one's pretty easy to get, Globe and Blueprints. Elixir shouldn't be bought ever because of Oni Palace. Seals, if you need a seal, buy a seal. That's what I want to say. Gems should never be bought unless, like, you just need like a Myrtle, or unless you need one thing to make something, don't buy it. But if you need them, buy them. It's whatever. I just wouldn't buy gems personally. Horse drops, it's going to depend. Right now there's an oversaturation from Gala, so it's going to be up on you. But for the most part, you need to farm horses like thousands of times, so you're probably going to get used to just getting drops anyway. Horn sculptures, if you're going to buy and sell horn sculptures, in my opinion, you cannot increase them past 38, like their minimum, because the average player, if they're making 3 Tempests and their Fallen Star, you're going to need up to 250 of these sons of bitches. You're going to need 50 for each Tempest, and you're going to need 130 for the weapon. So that's like 280, like something crazy. Like, you can't sell these for anything more than minimum because people need so many of them. It just won't happen. Because if someone says, okay, I'm going to go buy a horn sculpture for 38 OC, right? What goes in my mind is, okay, 38 OC, and this is in the mind of someone who can farm Eldritch. To me, that's a full restore worth of OC. Therefore, I'm just gonna do a full restore and go get like 2 sculptures on a boost. Like, it's whatever. Like, but I don't know. I just don't see there being a huge market in horn sculptures. I just don't see it. But even if there was, you can't sell them higher than minimum. You got plenty of gems from gargoyle chests they never removed. Yeah, I know they never removed them. Yeah, the gems are helpful. Teas, because of reward up, teas are whatever. I don't think you can sell these, but you can't sell them for more than minimum. Like is demonstrated here. No one's going to go buy a tea for 100 OC when you can just restore like with 100 OC and get some. Like, it's not that bad. Brain of Chaos, don't buy this. This thing is, you get this so much when you farm Abyss, it's worthless. Frozen Spine, worthless. Nocturnus Hemlock, worthless. I wouldn't buy it. Frozen Hellhorn, they're going to go case on case. Sometimes they're rare, sometimes they're not. I wouldn't pay more than 100 for it, but their minimum is 38, and I think on average a Hellhorn should go from like 38 to 50 and then 100 at most. And it's going to depend on supply and demand. Like I said earlier, Fallen Crosses, I think they're just 100 for life. They can't change. Unless like we go without events that give us free Fallen Crosses for a long time, they're going to be stuck at 100 for a long time. And which is their minimum price. Plumes are like 25, 26 minimum, something like that. I'm not big into buying plumes because if you're going to farm Lucifer, you're going to get a lot of plumes anyway. I think they're too expensive for it. Yeah, Sand, that is a load of dog shit. I watched that. It's a disgrace. Just boycott it. I mean, I boycott Netflix anyway because I don't have it. I have the internet. But Lunar Spirit Seals, they sell. I think the most you can sell a seal for is like 50. Anything more, like someone's going to undercut you. You can't do it. Jewels, put them out there. If someone needs it, they'll pick them up. For the most part, I don't see there being a big market in marrows and jewels. Hearts, however, are kind of important because they didn't drop in Gala. But Huge Gold Club, you can try and put it out there. Dregs, you can try to put it out there. Later on, they're going to sell more. But with Gala out, Dregs won't sell for very much. But later on, Dregs will become more of a commodity later. They're not coming out for Canada? Okay, cool. I mean, it's a Canadian thing, but they ruined it. They soiled it, so it doesn't matter. Spellbook of Rage, this thing drops incredibly easy. Fallen Angel Wings, incredibly easy. Don't sell that. Green Doppelganger Mushroom's kind of rare, but I'd only sell it for minimum, like 30. I wouldn't buy it for anything more than that. Lively Bulb, same bank. Like, all these blue items are going to sell for 30 anyway. Hell's Bible, Vinegar, Fox Charm. Fox Charm's kind of a rare item. Fox Charm is annoying. I could see Fox Charm going from anywhere from like 50 to like 75 at an extreme. I wouldn't buy it for anything more than that, but if you need it for your storm, well, that's up to you. Or your ornaments or whatever. You know, gray apples, same thing. You got to sell these for minimum. I tried to sell 77 gray apples thinking there was somebody who wanted to buy them for their like Logos weapon, and then it turned out like someone didn't want to pay 1,000 OC for some apples. I didn't understand. Made no sense to me. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Burning Water, minimum's fine. Pale Color Thorn, you can try to sell these, but since people need like 200 of these bitches, like, you can't really sell them anything more than minimum. This Maple Leaf, if someone buys this, I swear to God, this item is like worthless. Fragile Rib, Bone Jaw, these things are worthless items. Embroidered Cushions, you can try to sell these, but eventually people are just going to say, like, okay, I'm going to go farm Yakumo Temple. Like, no one's that desperate. HQ Leather for 50, that's not bad. 1 OC min price? Yeah, if we had different min price, this video has to be redone entirely. But for the most part. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So that's all of what we have up for right now. So we are an hour and a half in, and I appreciate all you guys who stayed and listened. So I'm going to show you guys what I sell and how I look at stuff, and you're going to be like, Oro, you monster. But I have literatures up right now. My stall's not open, by the way, but I have literatures. I have literature with 23 mountain, and I have a literature with 23 dark. If someone wants these, they can have them. It's like literally the min I can give them for. I'm just trying to give them away. Thunderquake Fuse, I try to sell this for 300. Crucifix, I'd sell it for 100. Talonbreaker, 100. Attack Star, 100, just like I said earlier. Thunderquake, I sell them for 80. If I can even get this thing to move, yeah. This Dancing Water has 34 holy on it from a maze roll, so I put 125 on it. If someone wants it, cool. If not, I might sell it for cheaper later. It's an experiment. Skyrending, 80. Koryu, minimum. Plus 100 Nebula Disruptor, 300. I think that's fair if someone wants to use it as a weapon. Because I use it as a weapon. This Gekyo Ronk Mecha, minimum 308. Rending, like veteran weapon, 96. Cross, 100. It's a cross. It's whatever. And Crystal Judgment Sanctio. This is a Glacius weapon, minimum. That's what my Bazaar looks like. The Tempest Rending Sky for 1400 OC was on PC earlier. That's not bad for a Tempest. That's a steal, honestly. If it's just the right now we have a recipe up for 1,000. But, you know, the recipe is the means of production. So once you have that, you have it. I wish I would have done this at the start so I could show people how to sell something. So, like, I'm not going to sell an Akatsuki Yami. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to favorite that. Ching. So let's say I wanted to sell, like, let's say you don't know how to play this game and you're like, how do I sell stuff, Oro? And I'm sorry this is at the end of the video, but, like, if you made it this long... so I buy a lot of Thunderquakes. I buy a lot of things up. Like this one's a naked one, grade 62. This is a grade 81 naked. This is a grade 30 with like bad ornaments on it. What is that? That is fuse fodder. I'm not going to sell this. You can't sell this. I bought this for minimum and I'm going to turn it into a fuse. That's what it's used for. This one here, bad ornaments. It's just for fuse. This one here, it's clean. It's grade 6. It's whatever. This one's clean. It's 96 grade. Kind of matters. Doesn't really. It's just a bit of defense. Clean. And I think that's all the Thunderquakes I have. I won't even click on this thing. No, I got a couple more. This one is 35. And this one is 36. So, like, if I wanted to sell a Thunderquake, I'd take, like, I don't know, something of, like, respectable grade. Like, where's the grade 96 one? Where is that one? 80. Okay, we found the grade 81. So I'm going to go like sell this. You click on the item. It tells you right now the minimum price of this item is 45. The number is 1. The number for mags and weapons is always fixed at 1 because they're individuals. They can't be sold collectively. And then you set the price. So if I want to set this like, oh, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give away this Thunderquake for like 1 OC. Click it. It's going to be like, oh, you have to set your price above the minimum. Cool. Okay, thanks. So I'm going to set it to, like, free. It didn't work. Why not? I don't understand. I want to be like a communist society. I don't understand. But basically, you have to set it to 45 minimum. And if you hit circle, yeah, it'll show you, okay, so if I'm going to sell this for 45, it's going to tell you, if someone buys this, you will receive 31.5 OC from your purchase. And that's the tax. So if you took your calculator and you said 45, and the difference between 45 and 31.5, that's going to be 30%. That's how that's going to go. So if I want to sell this for 80, let's say, then I'm going to hit circle. It'll tell me that if I sold this for 80, I'm going to get 56 OC from it. And as we saw earlier, that's what I was selling Thunderquakes for. So if I put this up for 80 and someone buys it, I'll get 56. And I think that's a fair price for a Thunderquake because it encompasses the Cockatoo, the Myrtle, the Scarlet, the Log, the Sagittarius. Like all those things are going to be part of it. All those things take grinding and farming. And I think it's worth 80. If a Spirit player doesn't think a Thunderquake's worth 80, then they can go farm it themselves or just wait for a lower price. It's up to them. It's a free market. Do what you want. No one forces you to buy it. But for some people, they'll be like, oh my god, I need this Thunderquake. I'm going to pay $8 for it. If you would have asked me 2 years ago when I'm farming Naki Sawame if I could pay $8 for a Thunderquake, I would have taken like 30. You know? So I'm going to put this up. So you hit confirm, and now it's in my stall. But my stall isn't launched yet. You can load the stall up whenever you want. So the Thunderquake I just put up, it's right there. It's for 80. Bam. So if you have the gold stall, it's going to last for 30 days. I have 18 days left. So that means trading's been out for 12 days. And you can set your stall name up here. Mine's just Aurogiri. And what was I going to say? You can have like 20 items in your stall. You can have 20 items. So if I'm going to open my stall, I click open stall. Bam. We did it. My stall is here. And I click on it. There it is. Cool. So who can see this stall? Anyone in Onigashima on channel 3 can physically see this stall. But anyone in Onigashima, if they go to Bazaar listings, your stall will be on their list. And that's how it would work. That's how it would work. How much for a sky-rending fused recipe? If I had a sky-rending fused recipe, it would go for like 100. But I don't have them. Because sky-rending fuse is the most demanded fused recipe of them all. Because there's the most sword users, and a lot of people have a hard time with it from Benkei Factory. It's just how it is. But if, like, I don't see many people selling it, but I think that a Skyriding Fuse recipe should sell for 100 OC. Like, at most. Like, it's a rare thing. You can give it away if you want for 8 OC, I don't care. But if you're trying to, like, arguably put a price on it, I think 100 OC. PC version Fuse recipes are not sellable? What? That'd be crazy. Is that real? That sounds retarded as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, you don't see them at all. You don't. You want a Talon for 50? Biggity, would you go to 70? You like my outfit? Thank you. I paid a lot for this dress. I paid 1600 OC for this. $60? Bruh, do you know what a Lord Renge is? Bro, Lord Renge is like 60 on its own. It's like 40. You're telling me right now that if I change the price of my Talon Breaker to 70, you won't come buy it? I wish we could sell access. Absolutely, I wish we could. Please. All right. Since you're here, we'll go to 60. Okay. Better hurry up. Someone's gonna buy it. So if you want to change the prices on your stall, you have to go to close stall, and you got to negotiate it. What about a Tempest recipe? I touched on the Tempest earlier. I think Tempest recipes on minimum should be like 100, 200, and then anything higher than that. You'll sell it for minimum. Oh, there you go. There's capitalism at work. If you want it from me, I'll set it to 70 or 60. But if you want it for Hunter, he'll sell it to you for 45. Choice is yours. He said, okay. See, that's why we don't have an open auction house. If we had an open auction house, no one would be making money in this game at all. Someone would be like, I sell this for 80. They'd be like 45. And they'd be like, sold to this guy over here. That's how it would go. So Hunter's got himself a sale. Now, Ken, the thing you got to look for is people can sell something for any price they want. What matters is if people buy them for that price. I can put a friendship pendant up for 50k OC. It doesn't mean people are selling them for that. Don't look at what people are selling things for. Look at what people are buying things for. That's the main thing I want you guys to get out of this. Is don't look at what people are selling stuff for. Look at the price that they are buying things for. if you go into this with the perspective of what you would buy for this, like, always think, okay, what would I pay for this item? And I think reasonably that a fuse, I would pay 300 for a fuse. Because if I need a fuse, I would pay 30 bucks for a fuse. I would do that. Like, if I needed a 105, I'd pay 100 OC for a 105. Hell yeah. You know, I'd pay 80. Hell yeah, that's a steal. Like, I come from a time of oppression where things were hard. Anything for anything is a good deal. The ability to get any item is a good deal. Peeps are buying Everspawn eggs for 100 OC. Akashic Record 2.0 mat. Really? I mean, I would buy it for 10 OC. People are selling them for 10 OC? So basically the new record? Wow, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. That's legit. That is legit. So like I said, after this video goes up, in the description, I'm going to put in a link to my little spreadsheet I have for prices of items, if you guys are interested in that. So I'm actually going to try and do that right now. I'm not too fluent on this. I should be better at it. Make a copy. Like, okay. Damn, this thing takes forever. How to glitch Bazaar? I'll tell you that, guys, right after. I will tell you guys that for sure. For sure. And only people that watch the video long enough will know. How to glitch Bazaar is you have to put your Bazaar down. And you have to crash while you're going into a loading screen. So let me attach, I need to mute this. How do I mute things? Okay, so I'm going to my settings right now. And I'm going to try and attach this. So. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. Okay, so you guys would have to tell me if you can go to this link. It's in the description. Who dis? AHLX. You're next to me? Okay. So let me put that up for you. Oh, you see it. Oh, I'm glad it works. I'm glad. Have you ever had anything scary happen to me in my life? Oh, yeah. Fucking spiders, man, every day. There you go, bro. Buy it. So Sand seems to think that the spreadsheet is working. And if you guys disagree with anything in it, by all means, you know, post comments in it or tell me things in comments, things like that. But I get lost a lot, like when I was a kid. So there you go, he bought it. Nice. Yeah, if things are missing, by all means, feel free to fill them in. Feel free to fill them in. You're welcome, Biggity. You're welcome. Like, on the list, if you guys... Well, I should have put it in at the beginning, but I want to put it in after so I could actually talk. But I do have notes. It's organized by item name. There's no real order. There's a minimum, average price, maximum price, and then some little notes on items, like Lunar Spirit Seal, Oni Palace, Reward Up, Fallen Cross is oversaturated. Talks about 105 mags, and it's mostly focused on mags. I don't focus on weapons. I don't. And when you buy something, it tells you in the all chat you bought something. So, if I can get out of my menu. Okay. So now that I bought something, you can't see on my phone? I have 5,398 plus 42 because I sold this Talonbreaker to Chillax for 60 and I got 42 from it. So I'm going to collect it. Bam. So now I'm at 5,440 OC. And that's how the transaction is done. That's how it is done. I would be at like 7 to 8, but I buy too much stuff. And then I sell it back. I've bought a lot of 105s and turned them into fuse and sold them. I've done a lot of that. Like, I've run out of seals. Like, I had 20 seals at the start of trading. I've run out. Where is the spreadsheet? So, if you go to the description of this video, there is in the description a link to the little spreadsheet I've made. It's in the description. Man, if YouTube still has like annotations, I would put an annotation that tells people to do that. Oh, someone bought a Koryu mag. Cool. So we can look at that again. So right there, someone bought my Koryu mag that I have in my little stall here. Selling it for min, gave it away. I get a fresh 7 OC from that. Bam. Easy. What I have in here is a Talonbreaker for 80. Dancing Water with some holy on it. 2 Thunderquakes, Vanilla Thunderquakes, Vanilla Attack Star, Vanilla Talonbreaker, Vanilla Crucifix, and a Thunderquake Fuse, and 2 Literatures with Element on them. And some slight weapons. Things in there. Weapons. Triple Rain, you can't do that. A Hanzo mag with Triple Rain is priceless, and it's literally you put that bitch up for like 600, and then you talk to someone. But ornaments are going to change things. Like, someone can take a Sparrow, and if the Sparrow has double element, you can sell that thing for like 100 OC. I guarantee it. It's worth it. If you sold someone a 40 to 48 element anything mag, it's definitely worth 4 times the price. Like, even if it was like a if you, I mean, you can't sell Fusion Bear, but like if you had like a fuse with like 2 heavenly shields, like if you had a Thunderbreaker, a Thunderquake, it would be a Thunderbreaker at this point. If you had a Thunderquake with like Thunderquake fused with like 2 lightning rolls on it, and this thing had like 98 goddamn lightning or something, like 70 some lightning, oh my god, that'd be ridiculous. You could sell that thing for like 800 OC, 1000 OC, but it depends if someone will buy it or not. But you could sell it for an ungodly amount. But generally, it's going to be low chakra mags with really good ornaments that are going to be the really, really big thing that the high levels are going to look for. Like, if someone was selling a Sparrow with, like, double wind at, like, 40 plus range, I would buy that thing for, like, 50. I would do it. To me, that's worth more than any 105. That thing's amazing. But it's for people that already have their life together. Like, it's an accessory at that point. Yeah. So, we are almost 2 hours in to this video, and I really, really appreciate having you guys on, listening for this long. Like, I've been watching. Sure, Biggity, you can ask your question. But I've been watching like, a lot of podcasts this week. Like, when I'm farming, I just listen to like people like Joe Rogan and stuff just talk. And their videos are like an hour long. Like, they are long things. And, like, I sit there and I'm farming. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I could farm so much stuff listening to this podcast. And I realize, like, my videos are longer than this. People listen to me longer than they listen to Joe Rogan. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Do I like Trailer Park Boys? I think they're fun. My cousin's husband is Bubbles, actually. Is Mike Smith, and I met him and stuff. I like the Trailer Park Boys; it's good. But my cousin's husband is Bubbles, so it's in my family. So I do like Trailer Park Boys. I don't watch it religiously, but if it's on, I might sit down and watch it. But I don't watch TV, so. But usually, if my dad's watching it and I'm like around, I'll watch some. But yeah, Trailer Park Boys is awesome. It's great. One of the best things that's come out of Canada since like maple syrup. Absolutely. I mean, Reboot's really good too, but that's for sure. So yeah, guys, like, for those of you that watch this, you know, check out the spreadsheet. Feel free to download it, whatever. If you can put comments on it, I don't even know if that's enabled or not. By all means, go for it. You know, be sure that I'm gonna try and do like a market guide update every month. I want to try and put out, or whenever I notice a shift in the market, I'm going to try and update this list. This is by all means just a beta. Like, I made this like the first week of observations. This list is in no way like a concrete guide. This is just how I see trading. So be sure to, like, I'm going to put out updates to this every couple months, and I'll talk about it, and then I'll put out the spreadsheet. So, like, every month, if I notice things change. If there's no change, then it's whatever. But, you know, all your input will be helpful. Like, if you are looking at the spreadsheet and stuff, you want to add some comments, feel free to comment on the video itself. That would be awesome, too. That'll work. Like, if you think, like, man, this is too much, or this is too little, or you have suggestions, by all means. But my throat is getting a little rusty, so I'm going to call the video here. Once again, I want to thank everyone who tuned in and watched and listened, and the comments were great. We had 181 comments, guys. That's awesome. And I apologize for the disparity in my uploads the past little while. I've been doing a lot of event grinding, trading. Like, I've been busy with energy and stuff, so you know, once this event blows over, because we have Gala, we have, you know, Lancelot. I got my last incense that I want to buy today. I got like 6 of them. And once all this Gawain stuff and Setsubun stuff is over, expect some more videos, namely Lancelot Guide, Oda Guide. We did a Monojaku. I don't think I'm going to change that much. It's all going to just... He has like 4 moves. Like, it's not hard. And things of that sort to look forward to. The event is kind of annoying for some. Like, for people, if you're not getting your Lancelot weapon, it's kind of lame because you're not farming towards something. But, you know, there's that. I like Setsubun. I like doing my Oni every day. I get horn sculptures doing it. Got one today. I don't mind it. For me, like, the event's all background stuff. For me, it's all about trading and farming stuff. Like, I'll go farm the moon and sell stuff to people. Things like that. But I would agree that Setsubun's more tedious than anything. But if you're someone who doesn't have their fallen crosses, needs horn sculptures, empty graves, things of that sort, it's really worth it. Like, I wish I would have known how to do it earlier, but I don't. I did not. So, you know, it is what it is. It's going away soon. We're going to get something in like a week or two. Next Wednesday, the updates change and it's rolling over. should be. So be on the lookout for that. I really don't know what it's going to be. It could be Maida, it could be Satan, it could be Europe has the Golden Caverns. I was talking to a guy from Europe. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it could be the Moon update too. It could be the androids. Europe right now has Fused Bear update. Like, there's no way to predict it, but there's just something. We're getting something. That's it. So it's whatever it is. Could be the androids. Absolutely. It could be Katsui and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Could be anything. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna say it again. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully the guide helps. Tell your friends about it. Share it around. The spreadsheet. I think it'll come in handy. Like, I look at it if I forget how much I would pay for something. Like, I think it's coming from me. It's trading through my eyes, if you want to see it. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, make the best of it, and I will see you guys later for sure. Have yourselves a good Sunday night and get some good sleep for the days to come. Happy farming.